Imagine walking up to the most peaceful man in the world and spitting directly in his face. Most of us would lose our minds. Others would shout, demand respect, or seek revenge. But this man did something completely different. He calmly wiped his face, looked at the man, and asked a single question. A question so unexpected, so disarming, that it stopped the man's anger in its tracks and changed the course of his life forever. More than 2,500 years ago, along the dusty roads near the city of Rajagaha, the Buddha traveled with a small group of monks. They walked slowly from village to village. Wherever he went, people gathered. Some came to listen to his teachings. Some came hoping to find peace. Others came simply out of curiosity, drawn by the calm presence of the man many called the Awakened One. But not everyone welcomed him. Among the crowd that day stood a man filled with anger. He had heard many rumors about the Buddha. Some people said the Buddha was a great teacher who helped others free themselves from suffering. But others spoke with suspicion. They claimed he challenged traditions, questioned authority, and led people away from the old ways. To this man, the Buddha was nothing more than a fraud, a man who misled the weak and confused the faithful. And the more he thought about it, the more his anger grew. His thoughts circled in his mind like a storm building strength. By the time he saw the Buddha walking calmly down the road with his disciples, his anger had already decided what he would do. He would confront him. The man pushed his way through the crowd. His breathing was heavy. His jaw was tight. The monks noticed him approaching. Something about the intensity in his eyes made several of them uneasy. But before anyone could react, the man stepped directly in front of the Buddha. For a moment, he said nothing. He simply stared at him with burning hatred. And then, he spat directly in the Buddha's face. A wave of shock rippled through the crowd. People gasped. The monks froze in disbelief. Some of them felt anger rise instantly inside their chests. One disciple even stepped forward, ready to defend his teacher. But the Buddha raised his hand gently. No anger, no tension, no trace of humiliation. He simply wiped the spit from his face. Then he looked at the man with calm, steady eyes, eyes that showed neither resentment nor judgment. And he asked quietly, "Do you have anything else to say?" The man blinked. The response made no sense to him. He had expected many things: anger, embarrassment, perhaps even a lecture. But not this. Not calm. Not patience. The question caught him completely off guard. For a moment, his mind went blank. His anger had been ready for a fight, but now there was no fight. The Buddha stood there, peaceful and unmoved, as if nothing unusual had happened. The man's rage suddenly felt strange, almost misplaced. Without the resistance he expected, his anger had nowhere to land. Without another word, he turned and walked away. The crowd slowly began to disperse. Whispers filled the air as people tried to understand what they had just witnessed. The monks continued their journey with the Buddha. But one disciple could not contain his confusion. Finally, he asked, "Master, why did you remain so calm?" The Buddha looked at his disciples with a gentle smile. Then he asked them a question. "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The monks thought for a moment. One of them answered, "It still belongs to the person who offered it." The Buddha nodded. "That man came to give me anger," he said. but I did not accept it. So the anger remains with him. The disciples listened carefully. The simplicity of the answer made the lesson even more powerful. Then the Buddha continued, "When someone insults you, they are inviting you to join their anger. If you accept the invitation, both of you suffer. But if you refuse, the anger has nowhere to go. Without fuel, the fire simply dies." The next morning, something unexpected happened. As the Buddha sat teaching beneath a tree, surrounded by listeners, a familiar figure appeared at the edge of the gathering. It was the same man, but he looked very different. His posture had changed. His shoulders were heavy, his eyes were filled with shame. Slowly, he walked forward through the silent crowd. Then he fell to his knees before the Buddha. "Please forgive me," he said. His voice trembled. "I don't know what came over me yesterday. I acted like a fool." The monks watched carefully. Some of them were still angry about what had happened. But the Buddha looked at the man with the same calm expression as the day before. Then he said something remarkable. "The man who spat yesterday no longer exists," the Buddha said. "He was entirely consumed by anger. That anger is gone. And the man standing before me today is not the same man either." The crowd listened in silence. "Yesterday's anger has passed," the Buddha continued. "The moment is gone. The past is already behind us. If you understand this, there is nothing to forgive." The man felt something shift inside him. The weight he had carried since the day before suddenly began to lift. For the first time, he realized something important. His anger had not harmed the Buddha at all. It had only imprisoned himself. Many people believe strength means fighting back, winning arguments, proving others wrong, showing the world that no one can disrespect you. But the Buddha showed a different kind of strength. The strength to remain calm when others lose control. The strength to refuse anger. Because anger is like a game of tug-of-war. The moment you drop the rope, the game is over. That day, the Buddha didn't defeat the man. He did something far more powerful. He helped the man defeat his own anger. And sometimes, that is the hardest victory a person can achieve. Now think about your own life. How many times has someone thrown anger at you? A coworker, a stranger online, a family member having a difficult day. Most of the time, we react instantly. We defend ourselves. We argue. We try to prove that we are right. But what would happen if you simply refused? If you saw anger for what it really is, an invitation. An invitation you do not have to accept. Because the moment you refuse anger, you take back control of yourself. The greatest victory in life is not conquering others. It is conquering the storm within. It is the quiet strength to remain steady when the world around you goes mad. And sometimes, the most powerful response is no reaction at all.